And we're back. Episode 2, On Edge with Sean Reilly. This time I do have a cup of coffee that I'm working with today. I know episode 1 was a Diet Coke can. I'm trying to quit. I'm trying to kick it. Okay, I'm trying to kick soda because apparently, I don't know. My mom says aspartame's like bad for you. I don't know. Like aspartame, look, it sounds bad. I'll give her that. It sounds bad. It sounds like it could cause cancer. But, so just to be safe, because I want to live a long and fruitful life filled with misery. So I'm trying to quit. I'm trying to be more healthy and just do the coffee. So if you're just listening, my little tripod that isn't tall enough is resting on coffee this time. Lots of stuff in the news that I want to just jump right into. But before I do that, someone sent me this LinkedIn post. I mentioned in the last episode that if you see a LinkedIn post that you want to send me that you hate, and you want me to talk about it, I'll eviscerate it. So let's start there. This post, I was just infuriated by it. Let's jump right in. So here's the post. I'm gonna read you the full post. I won't do that because I'll probably get mad before I can even get. Here it is. So I'm not gonna show you the name of the person because I think that's mean. But it's more about the general idea. I think it's better if it's anonymous because the content you're seeing is just like, this is a typical post from a LinkedIn user. Let's look at this. How much time do you spend preparing for an interview? Whatever that time is, you need to double it. I think about interviews the same way I think about keynotes. I have to make an impact. You can have all the knowledge in the world and still suck on stage because you are not prepared, and interviews are no different. The next time okay, so no matter how much time you spend on a job interview, preparing for a job interview, you have to double it. So that means if you're spending 80 hours a week preparing for job interviews, I want to see that doubled to 160 a week, okay? If you're spending no time at all on interview preparation, I want you to double it to 0. Because 2 times 0 is 0. And that's what, so you should just, this is crazy. Like okay, I don't even know where to start. Like, okay, you have a keynote, right? The thing that really makes me mad about this post is that she like subtly drops that she does keynotes all the time. Your life, if you do keynotes, your life sucks. I'm sorry. Okay? I mean, you're probably really rich, but like your life is miserable, you know? Like you're just getting ready for a keynote. Like, okay, ready, Sarah? That's not her name. I don't know her name. I do, but I'm not going to reveal it. I guess you could look up the post and then find it, but don't do that. You know, just don't be an asshole. It's more about the post. Like, you know, I could imagine her like, maybe her name's Sarah. I don't know, whatever. But I could see her like, you know, right before a keynote, just like, all right, Sarah, ready for the keynote? You're going to talk about all of the cloud infrastructure solutions. You ready? This is a really big moment for you, really big moment for Salesforce. So get up there. Just treat it like an interview, okay? Get out there. And then she's like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm so ready. I'm so ready for this keynote. I'm so pumped to tell people about this cloud infrastructure. I love telling people about enterprise solutions for their businesses. And then inside, she's just a mess, just a sham. Just a fraud just a hard, cold skeleton of a person. She's just going out there like, how you guys doing? And then everyone lightly golf claps. Yay. Ready to hear about cloud infrastructure solutions? Yay. Yay. Well, I'm here to tell you about them. It's like the opposite of a rock concert. What would you rather be at? A cloud infrastructure keynote or a Metallica concert? For me, that answer is pretty damn easy. Metallica is the answer, if you're wondering. I'd be in the back. No doubt I'd be in the back on my phone reading about cloud infrastructure, but I'd be at the Metallica concert. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. But this is, anyway, back to the LinkedIn post. Like, the authority that that this person is using to tell you about, like, how to do and how to prepare for an interview. Let me keep going. There's some more garbage in here. Write down the questions you think you'll be asked. Do a Google search for interview questions for role in brackets. So she's basically saying that you should look up what types of questions that the interviewer is going to ask you in the interview. And like, look, I mean, that's a practical, excuse me. That's a practical strategy. I'm not going to lie. I've done that before myself. But like, you know, it's here. This isn't even like good information. Okay. If I were to like, it's not honest is my point. Like the honest way, if she was honest about it, like the only interviews where I've done well at are the ones that I haven't prepared at all for. Okay. That's the truth. People like confidence, you know, like people like it when you're just like, look, that's actual sales, right? You want to connect with the person. Like preparing and memorizing answers and sitting there like a fucking robot, like 2, is that the answer? 2 pounds? I don't know. Brain teasers. It doesn't work. You know, people don't want to work with people like that. It's weird. You know, you gotta be interesting, you gotta be funny, connect with them. So this isn't even good information. You know, but people just like eat this shit up, you know, 1,126 likes, 124 comments. You know, and then so basically, and here's what makes me the worst part about this post is, so she starts with, how much time do you spend preparing for an interview? Whatever that time is, you have to double it. Okay, so that's very, like, when you read that, doesn't it give you anxiety? I get anxiety when I read that because I'm like, shit, I'm not doing enough, right? And then at the end of this post, she says, this process takes time, but it's worth it. It will boost your confidence and take some of the pressure off. No, you are not taking pressure off of the interview when you tell people that they need to spend more time preparing for it. Okay. It's not, this is the kind of information that like causes all of the, I think it's the problem with corporate America, you know, just so it's just, there's so much pressure around doing well in interviews, and it's just not necessary. It really isn't. So that was that. So keep sending me LinkedIn posts. I feel like I didn't do a great job there, but I'll get better. So just keep sending them out to me. And especially ones that are like already funny. Like this one, that was just kind of boring, but whatever. Hey, you know what? LinkedIn's boring. That's the point. Don't delete it. If you don't need it, just delete it. You know what else is ironic about LinkedIn? It's like LinkedIn is like, you have like, it's a social media platform and people get addicted to it. Like I'll be honest, I'm addicted to LinkedIn. I'm so addicted to LinkedIn. And the whole point of LinkedIn is find a job. But like I spend so much time on LinkedIn that I don't invest the time into like looking for jobs and getting a job. When I was at least looking for a job. I don't care now. But like I find that so funny about LinkedIn. It's just like the whole point of the platform, they say the point of the platform is to get a job, but they design it to get you addicted so you waste your time. And that's just really funny to me. I mean, honestly, it's a pretty good strategy. I think the real point of LinkedIn, I think what they should do, if I was working for LinkedIn, what I would suggest them to do is just like hit the gas on that. I mean, they're doing great. Just hit the gas on getting people addicted to these things. You know, I want people spending 13, 14 hours a day on LinkedIn, just scrolling, endlessly scrolling, just like Facebook, you know, just make it a professional. It's professional Facebook, right? Just endlessly scrolling through content so that like, I want people to get so addicted to the point where they get fired from their jobs. And then, that would be great, you know, and then those people could wake up and do what they want to do instead of doing stuff they don't want to do, you know. But you know, you gotta be practical. There's okay. Here's another story. I'm gonna have my fake producer Johan pull it up. Oh yeah, I still don't have a producer. If you want to produce this podcast, let me know. I'll think about it. My bar is pretty low. It's not no bar. Like I won't have anyone produce it, but like I'll probably say yes if you hit me up. That's not true. I don't know. I don't really need one. I can't pay you. This isn't making me any money. Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about is so this is a California only thing, but it's relevant to the rest of the world as well. It's kind of a precedent setter, I think. So Prop 22. If you don't know what Prop 22 is, Prop 22 is a California measure that's going to either basically regulate Uber and Lyft so that they need to give their their drivers more benefits, right? So if Prop 22 passes, it's going to basically add regulation to the gig economy, right? Where basically make make the people that drive Uber and Lyft, give them a livable wage. That's the way I see it, you know? I mean, I'm definitely like pro Prop 22. I mean, look, I believe in capitalism. Like, I don't have a problem with it. But I do think there should be additional regulations here because, I mean, it's pretty damn hard. I mean, at least from what I've read online, you know, I've, you know, just heard from my friends, you know, it's hard to make money doing Uber and Lyft. Really, really challenging. So, I thought this was a funny story where, Mad shows support for rideshare corporation backed Prop 22. I might have it reversed. Let's see. Prop 22 would make it financially undesirable to operate in California. I'm trying to make. I think if I want to make sure I get this right. I want to make sure I get this right. Let's see here. Prop 22 will preserve rideshare services that help keep drunk and driving impaired drivers off our roads by providing a safe, reliable, and convenient and affordable alternative to driving. I'm trying to see if Prop 22, if it's yes, then it's good for Lyft, or if they vote yes, then it's bad for Lyft. Either way, the point is, support for Prop 22. Okay, so if it passes, then that means it's going to benefit Uber and Lyft by exempting Uber and Lyft from the regulatory laws of the rest. So basically, here's the thing. Prop 22, it's all about treating Uber and Lyft differently than the rest of the businesses in California, right? So like, look, if you're thinking like, what's the big deal? Like, why are they trying to regulate Uber and Lyft? It's not that they're treating them differently than other. Basically, this proposition is so that they're treated differently from the standard law applied to all California businesses. And that, to me, I have a problem with that. And I thought it was funny. So MAD, if you don't know what MAD is, it's Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So basically, Mothers Against Drunk Driver, like the way, I mean, I don't know what's going, like, I think it's very interesting to see what's going on behind the scenes there. You know, like, I wonder if the president of, I didn't do a lot of research into this because I'm terrible at this. But I think that, like, you know, when you're talking about stuff at an organizational level, I'm watching House of Cards, so I know this shit. Okay, I just starting to watch it over quarantine. And I feel like, you know, with organizations this big, there's lots of like under the table, you know, tit for tat, you know, you help me, I help you shit going on, right? And I just thought it was really funny that Mothers Against Drunk Driving is basically, I think, could be being co-opted by Uber and Lyft to keep them making a ton of money. And what I see is like abusing their workers. This is supposed to be funny, guys. It's supposed to be funny. This is just sad. But I don't know. I just think it's funny that like Mothers Against Drunk Driving are, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. But I don't know. I think it's like I just see it as a new low for Uber and Lyft. I know that it's like a consensual partnership. You're like, oh, well, like Mad, like, of course, whatever. I mean, it makes sense for Mad to do it, right? But I just think it's funny that, like, I got an email from Uber that was like, oh, like, if you don't like drunk drivers, you know, you better vote yes on Prop 22 to support us and keep us operating in California. And don't use an organization like that to your financial benefit. I think it's really sick. I think it's just pathetic. Let's see what else we got going in this article. A joint analysis of Prop 22 by the UC Berkeley Labor Center, Institute for Research on Labor and Employment, and Center on Wage and Employment Dynamics found that the estimated pay guarantee for rideshare drivers would be equivalent to a wage of $5.64 an hour. California minimum wage for employees will be $13 in 2021. Okay, that's enough evidence for me. I mean, like, you know, if you have 4 institutions, you know, calculating that basically the effective minimum wage is going to be $5 an hour if Prop 22 passes, it's pathetic, you know. And that's sort of the point, is like, you know, that's basically Uber and Lyft want an exemption from the minimum wage requirement in in the 21st century. They want to be treated differently under the law, and I think that's great. I think we should treat. I think it's a great precedent. I think we should treat every business differently. I think the law should be applied unevenly to every single business because, that's how it's already done. Let's just be honest about it. Let's treat every business differently. Let's make minimum wage different for different industries. Let's do that. Let's make the minimum wage, let's just get honest about it. There's no reason to have minimum wage be, there's no reason to lie to ourselves. And why stop here with Prop 22? Why not continue with the implications of Prop 22 and just say, look, if you're a data scientist, we'll make the minimum wage $1,000 an hour for you, or $100 an hour. We'll do that, right? Because you're already getting paid that much. We might as well protect your wages. Let's make the minimum wage for a cashier $2 an hour. Let's do that, because groceries, they need to be profitable, right? That's what Uber and Lyft are arguing. It makes sense. It makes so much sense. What do they even say? That Prop 22 would make it financially undesirable to operate in California to the point that corporations might reduce service or possibly even leave the state entirely has been one of several points in the $185 million Yes on 22 campaign funded by Uber, Lyft, Instacart, and DoorDash. Okay, look, all arguments aside, all the bullshit I just said aside, if you're going to vote on a bill, if you're going to vote yes on a bill that's been funded by Uber, Lyft, Instacart, and DoorDash, you're making the wrong decision. They don't give a shit about you. Uber and Lyft and Instacart and DoorDash, they don't care about you. They don't, okay? They really don't. It's simple. It's very simple. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that that's there. So here's what Uber's main point is with Prop 22. This is hilarious. Here's what Uber's main point is. They don't want more regulation, right? Uber, they don't want to basically have to treat their employees and give them a minimum wage because it would make it financially undesirable. Okay, that's their main point, and that's a non-point. That's like a moot point. I mean, of course, that's the whole point of the minimum wage, is so that it's less financially desirable for you. That's what a minimum wage means. So you're saying, but what does that really mean, Uber? So Uber, what you're saying is that if you have to pay your employees a higher wage, a minimum wage, here's what Uber's saying. If we have to be treated like other businesses in the state, then our business is not functional. It doesn't work. Which is basically saying that Uber doesn't work in general as a business if they have to treat their employees with respect and give them a livable wage. And this is just in my eyes, this is just a result of the disgusting excess of venture capital dollars that are flowing into technology these days, into software, and it's embarrassing, that anyone would vote yes on 22. Don't do it. If you're in California, vote no. I'm not even. Wow, this got really political. I'm not going to tell you how to vote. You do what you want. You do what you want. You do what you want. But yeah. Wow, I didn't realize I'd just go right. I'm not. Now you probably think I have an agenda. I don't have an agenda. I'm here to entertain you. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to. I just gave a shitload of arguments for no on 22. Let me take the opposite side and see if I can persuade you the other way. I won't do that. I don't know. Do what you want, but I just think it's I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical, If Uber and Lyft finance something, a campaign, I just want to vote the opposite direction automatically. You know, hey, if it doesn't pass, there might be more drunk drivers, but fine. If I get hit if I get hit and I get killed by a drunk driver, that's on me. Okay. If I vote no on this and a drunk driver kills me because Uber leaves California, then you got me. Okay. You got me. Well, that was interesting. I'm going to have my producer Johan, pull up our next story here. Oh no, before that, I want to talk about something with you guys, which is, imposter syndrome. And it's an interesting thing, imposter syndrome. And you've probably heard of it, but if you haven't heard of it, imposter syndrome is this feeling. It's very popular to talk about in corporate America and like online, all over everyone's talking about imposter syndrome, right? But if you haven't heard of it, imposter syndrome is when you're doing something, right? Like you have a job or you get this opportunity to do something, and then you get it and you're doing it, but you don't feel like you deserve it, right? Like for example, say you get a job as a software engineer, right? And you get the job and you're very excited, but you're doing the job, and then when you're doing the job, you have anxiety and you have all these bad thoughts or these thoughts, right? Where you're like, oh my God, do I deserve this? I'm a fake, I'm a fraud. These are the thoughts that come with imposter syndrome. Oh, I'm a fraud. I don't deserve this. I mean, someone's going to find out. Someone's going to find out that I'm a fraud and I don't deserve to be a software engineer here. Oh my God, I can't do this. And the whole point of, the label imposter syndrome, right? There's plenty of like articles and stuff about like how to get rid of imposter syndrome, right? They're like people, there's this, the idea behind it is like, it's a syndrome. You're not a real imposter, right? You're just, you just have these feelings of anxiety because they've been normalized, right? And you've been trained mentally to think that you don't deserve the opportunity that you've gotten. And all the articles online are all about like how you do deserve it. No, you're not an imposter. You have imposter syndrome. Like these feelings that you don't deserve this opportunity, they're just in your head. That's you being insecure. You really do deserve it. You just have imposter syndrome. And I just want to I'm not going to deny that it exists, because that is a real thing that exists for sure. But maybe you just don't want to be a software engineer. Okay. Maybe you just don't want the job that you've been trying really hard and lying to yourself. Maybe you're lying to yourself. Maybe you're lying to yourself about what you're doing. Okay. That's not imposter syndrome. Maybe you're really an imposter. Okay. I think it'd be really funny to just go up to someone and just be like, I know what you did. I know that you're an imposter. I know you can't code. I know you really can't code. You cheated, you cheater, you liar. And then just see what happens, But I don't know. I think that, that's basically what, like, I think what that imposter syndrome is doing is it's keeping people in the corporate fucking cycle. It's just keeping people at jobs that they don't really want to be at, and it's stopping them from doing what they really want to do. And I think it's like, I kind of want to start an organization. I want to start an organization. Okay. It's called Mothers Against Imposter Syndrome. Okay. I'm not a mom, but maybe I know my mom. Okay. I'll call it People Against Imposter Syndrome. PACE. That's not PACE, whatever. And the point of the organization is we're going to spread awareness about imposter syndrome, and we're going to tell people that, like, look, stay at this job forever. Stay. If you have imposter syndrome, it's all in your head. You don't have imposter syndrome. Okay? All these, if you wake up every day and you think, I want to quit my job. Like, I don't deserve this. I don't want to be here. This isn't who I am. This organization is going to push those thoughts down, okay, and keep you motivated and working. That's what it's going to do, okay? People against imposter syndrome. Okay, we're going to go around and we'll use data and analytics, and we'll find people that are about to quit their job, okay? And we'll go up to them, and maybe it'll be like sort of like a mob thing where like we show up to their house, we put a little note on their doorstep, and we're like, we know that you're going to quit your job, but you shouldn't, because you don't want to start that business. You don't want to be a singer, okay? You don't want to start a store on Etsy or Shopify. You don't want to do that. You want to keep working in marketing at Target. You know that, and we know that, and we don't want you to quit. So don't quit, or there's going to be problems. Signed, People Against Imposter Syndrome. That's what I'm going to do, because, I feel like that's very important. We can't have people having imposter syndrome, because then people quit and they live lives, and we can't have that. We can't have people quitting and living their life. We need people at their jobs. That's what's important. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to have Johan bring up my next story. This one's more of a topical news story. So the Amy, our friend Amy Coney is going to be confirmed into the Supreme Court, and I haven't been following it that closely, but with Amy Coney, like, okay, look. I've been listening to 538, so I know a thing or two about politics. Okay, if you don't know what 538 is, it's like a really cool podcast. They're not sponsored. I'm not getting sponsored by them, but they're pretty cool. It's a great podcast. I would definitely recommend you listen to it. But here's my take on the Supreme Court nomination. Like, I think that people are misguided about, the finality of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, it doesn't really matter as, okay, here's the thing, because it's a lifetime appointment, right? And I think people hear that, they're like, oh my God, there's a lifetime appointment of these Supreme Court justices, which are going to drastically affect the laws of this country for decades. And there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. But I don't think it's as final as people think it is, because when if Amy gets nominated, right, and they overturn Roe v. Wade or whatever, or something else, really big change in rights, whatever, or the law, depending on how you see abortion, for example, it's not like the Democrats don't have any power in responding, right? They could do the court packing. They could do lots of stuff to respond to Amy Coney's nomination. So it's not, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but it kind of doesn't matter. Like, it's not as devastating, I think, it's not as devastating as some other people exaggerate it to be, I think, in my opinion, because there's always ways to get to swing the pendulum back in your direction, even in this case of the Supreme Court. So that's why I haven't been following it that much. So hopefully it eases your mind. Anyway, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you disagree with me, but that's sort of that's just the way I see it. I'm just like, if she gets nominated, I mean, whatever. I'm not. Also, there's just lots of, it's always swinging back and forth. It's such a cycle. And I think, I mean, the laws do matter and all that, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, you can always drive to Thailand for an abortion. if you really need one. Not drive, fly. Did I say fly? Okay. Johan is laughing really hard at that comment I just made. I don't know. It's exhausting. Politics is so exhausting. It's so exhausting to look at. I mean it's a show. It really is a TV show. The media is like, it's like Fox News and CNN are like, it might as well be NBC. You know, they might as well be like, on the next episode of Supreme Court TV, will Amy get nominated? Find out next time. 1 week from now. Here's a commercial for Subway. Fuck you. You know, that's the way I see it. And it actually affects you. I don't know. It's very similar. There's a lot of similarities between politics and TV. I thought I'd have more into the Supreme Court, but I guess not. I don't really care. Here's just a funny personal story. God, I'm yawning. That means it's going great, right? There was I overheard a conversation the other day between two people, and one of the it was Monday, right? And one of the ladies was like, how's your Monday going? And the other lady was like, oh, it's going by really fast, which is great. It went by really fast this Monday. Monday went by really fast. And then she said it was great. It was great. And like, to me, you know, if you're excited about your day going quickly, I mean, you might as well just blow your brains out. You know, I mean, like, you know, I'm terrified of how fast time goes by, you know, like I can just imagine her on like her deathbed and like be like, oh, how's your life? Oh, it went by quick. It was great. Super quick. Time went by so fast. It's just, I didn't even see it go by. It was awesome. It was really cool. I'm terrified of how fast time goes. Although I'm not really afraid of death, but I am afraid of how fast time goes by because I've not come to grips with my mortality. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. Like, oh yeah, you know, Mondays, you know, some Mondays don't go by quickly, and I actually have to experience my life, which sucks. You know, I hate it. I hate it when I'm just sitting there and living. You know, that's so annoying. I love it when I'm not aware of myself. I love it when I'm not aware of myself and I just let time go by, and then I like clock back into life, and I'm like, oh, that was good. That was fast. More of my life's gone. That's good. Closer to death. Yeah. All right. I don't know. It's a weird attitude. That's a weird attitude to have. You know, I think that's if you don't love what you do, and not everyone has the ability or privilege to love what they do. But I think no matter what you do, you can find some sort of enjoyment in it. Maybe not. I don't know. You know, I don't know. What else has been on my mind lately? So here's another thing I've been thinking about is, do you have the freedom of speech? And do you really have it? And it's for me at least, like, and most, like, I'm always like, I don't have a job right now, and when I had a job, I was always so scared of being outspoken. Maybe it was just me, but I don't know. I've heard other people say this as well. I'm just really scared. I was always just afraid of being outspoken when I had a job, because I didn't want to lose my job. You know? And the last thing I would do is say something even remotely controversial. And now that's all I do, or try it. I mean, not controversial, but maybe whatever, maybe. But I don't have any fear of saying what I want to say. Let's say what's on my mind. And I just think that, you know, that explains Twitter. You know, it's just everyone on Twitter is unemployed, you know, tweeting all day. what they think, while everyone that's working is afraid to tweet. I don't know. And it's like you have the right to do that stuff, but like I think you do have the right to freedom of speech, but the thing is, there's consequences to what you say. Like, you have the right to say whatever you want, but like, you could lose your job, depending on what you want to say. And I think that's an interesting sort of caveat to it. I think it's a caveat because you can't just say it with no consequences. People are going to want to, your boss sees it, they're going to fire you if you say something, or that's the threat. The threat of getting fired, I think, stops people from speaking their minds, which is great because that's just great. I love that. I love that people think things and don't say them. Sometimes that is true. Don't say everything. Just what you think you should say. I don't know. I don't really have much of a filter, especially now that I have a podcast. I just kind of say whatever comes to my head. But I feel like people that have jobs are just it's harder. It's harder for them. And I used to be that person, so I know. Only after leaving my job did I realize how scared I was to say anything on the internet or even publicly, even just, I just felt cornered, felt really cornered. And it's a bummer, it was a real bummer to be cornered. Because, think about that. Like, if I still had my job, this amazing podcast wouldn't exist, and I wouldn't be able to tell you guys all my stupid thoughts. I wouldn't be able to tell you guys all my hot takes on the Supreme Court. Wouldn't that be a horrible world to live in where this doesn't exist? I might have to get a job soon. I might have to get another job. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? It's tough. Entrepreneurship's real tough. It's really, really hard to be an entrepreneur. I think that Gary Vee totally fucked me. He said, just put content out. Just make 100 pieces of content every day. Like, just put content out. Just put content out, okay? Just do it. Just do it. How old are you? That's crazy. God. I like him. I'd love to have him as a guest on this podcast. But he kind of tricked me into doing this. But in a way, it was a good trick. If you don't know who Gary Vee is, he's like a motivational guy, and he just like tells people to pursue their dreams at all costs. And I do have that belief. I think if you have a passion, you should go for it. Because death is coming. You will die. That's the way I see it. You just gotta go for it. Just gotta go really hard. But I think that I don't know. I gotta say, I don't know, like how productive is Gary Vee really? I always see him at the airport. I bet he spends a lot of time on flights watching old reruns of Lost, or something. Maybe no, he's probably working on the airplane. But like, what I don't, what's really exhausting for me is just responding to messages. You know what I mean? Like, do you feel this way where you're just like, you're existing, you're alive, and you open your phone up? It's like the human experience these days is you're alive, you open your phone, then there's like 12 different communication apps, and you just sit there and you're like, oh, I hate this. I hate this so much. That's what I feel every single day. I just open up my phone and I just see Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and LinkedIn and Google email, Google Chrome. I don't have Pinterest. Maybe I'll download Pinterest. And I just see all that stuff and I'm just like, what's the fucking point? I don't feel connected on those apps. And like, maybe this is just me being weirdly antisocial, but like I feel like I can never have a real conversation on the internet over any of those apps. You know, I hate texting. It's so annoying. Texting is so hard and annoying. And I always try to call people. And I'm like, people think I'm like weird because I call them. Calling is faster. Calling people is like more productive. Talking with someone on the phone, I think it's way better than texting. Because with texting, you know, at least when you call someone, you can't use emojis. Thank God. That's why I like to call people. Because when people use emojis when they communicate, that's just, I lose all respect for you. The second that you send me any emoji besides like the thumbs up or like the laughing emoji, that's fine. I'm okay with the thumbs up and the laughing emoji, but like if you're really into emojis, if you send over like the building emoji or like literally any other emoji besides thumbs up or the like any of the faces. Okay, no, that's not true because I've used the rocket ship emoji. I'm okay with that one. There's certain emojis that I don't like that if you use, I will lose respect for you. And okay, I love emojis. I was lying. I love emojis. They're great. They're really cool. They're a cool way to communicate, and I think that they're the future. But I also hate them because I just feel like a child. I feel so immature when I'm using emojis these days. And emojis are blurring the line between like professional relationships and like personal relationships. You know, like especially on like Slack, if you're on which is a messaging application, or like even email these days, or people do business on Instagram now. All over, it's the line is blurring between, or maybe there was never really a line between professional and personal relationships. You know, I think every relationship is personal in some ways. But I don't know. I just feel pathetic when I use emojis. It's just like, this is bad. Whatever comes after emojis, maybe I'm just an old man. I'm just an old man inside. But whatever comes after emojis is going to be real bad. I don't want to be alive for that. You think in the future we'll just communicate with our thoughts, but our thoughts will just be emojis? What if I just sent you like a thought emoji? Just like beamed you an eggplant emoji. I'm beaming it to you right now. That's illegal. Or like I beam you like a frowny emoji. I just make you feel sad with my mind. Just send you a sad emoji with my mind. That would be funny. I would do that. That's like the future of airdropping. Instead of airdropping stuff, you're just going to like beam people pictures with your head, with your face, just rickroll. You know, it'd be really cool if I was that's what I would do. Once they have the technology to send messages with your thoughts, I'm just going to rickroll everyone in the world because it's the internet. So I'll just rickroll everyone with my head. That's fucking cool. I'm down for that. I'm just going to send everyone my own. I'm going to actually market this podcast. I'm going to send everyone my podcast with my mind. That'll be the future. Mindcasts, where it's just, God, I'm so terrified for the future, guys. Think about the future of media, right? Because nowadays we have live streaming, right? Like you can watch someone live stream play video games. I bet you there's going to be a technology in the future where you pay money, or whatever it is in the future, you pay some. I bet this is going to exist. There's going to be a technology where you pay Bitcoin and you get access to someone's thoughts for like an hour, and you can just listen to their thoughts. Like you can just listen to Kanye West. Would you pay money to listen to Kanye West's thoughts for an hour? I would totally do that. I would pay like $100 for that. That sounds hilarious. Kanye West's thoughts are just like, I'm fucking God. I'm fucking God. I'm not going to be the president. I'm not going to win. He's not going to win. He's not going to win the presidency. I voted for him, but he's not going to win. Probably. I hope he wins. You got to vote your conscience. Do what you think is right. You know? I am terrified for the future, though. I'm very, very scared for the future and what the future holds for technology. I should probably learn Chinese because I think that China is probably going to be the next superpower. The U.S. is kind of going to shit. But I love it. It's our pile of shit. You know, if you're in America and listening to this. Let's see here. There's another one thing I wanted to tee this off, or not tee off, end this with. Prime. Yeah, I'll do this. Prime was recently Prime Day, Prime Week, Amazon Prime, and like people are like, boycott Amazon during Prime Day. Don't spend any money on Amazon during Prime Day because, you know, to boycott them, to show them that, stand up to them. And it's just not going to do anything. I'm sorry. I'm not going to boycott. I'm not going to inconvenience myself, you know, to fight against Amazon. Because it's not my problem. You know, I'm going to vote, you know, and they say you vote with your dollar, but I'm just an asshole. I don't know. Maybe that's just the truth. Maybe I'm just like I would love to boycott Amazon on Prime Day, but I have a bunch of flies in my living room and I need strips. I need fly strips to kill the flies. You want me to have flies in my living room? They land on me? There's like 20 flies in my living room, guys. And they land on me when I'm sleeping. And it's like God has plagued my living room. No, it's just because there's pizza boxes in there. Because my life is a wreck. I don't know. I would like to fight against Amazon, but I'm powerless. And, you know, I'm not sold. You got to sell me more. Sell me more. You got to do a better job to sell me on not buying stuff on Amazon than just like fighting a general fight against them. Do I wish that company existed? Do I wish that company didn't exist? Of course. You know, of course I do. Oh, wow. I didn't realize my shirt fell down that much. Wow. Okay. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to live. It's tough right now. It's tough times. But just you got to power through, you know. And that's the message for today, guys, is power through. I want you to power through and get to the other side of this because we can. You know, we can do it. We can live. We can get to the end of this quarantine and get back to the dystopia that we lived in. Okay? And that's what I'm looking forward to. Is sending I want to rickroll Kanye West with my mind. That's the conclusion of today. Is when Elon Musk creates Neuralink technology that lets us talk to each other with thoughts, prepare to get rickrolled. If you sign up for my Patreon, I'll rickroll you with my head, with my brain, just like never gonna give you up, and you can't skip it. There's gonna be unskippable ads in your brain in the future. That's cool. I'm down for that. Because, you know, I need to know about Betterment or whatever. BetterHelp. I haven't tried that, but I might. I need therapy. This is still not a sponsored podcast. Episode 2. I will let you guys, you'll know when it's sponsored because I'll be doing terrible ad reads. I hope they're fun. I don't know. I would like to make some dollar doing this eventually. But you know, it takes time, like anything else. But you know, I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. Episode 3, look out for it. I have a guest scheduled. A good buddy of mine is gonna be the first guest, and we're gonna have fun. We're just gonna, you know, bullshit. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about the news, all that different stuff. It's gonna be fun. So look out for episode 3 coming soon. If you listen this long, thank you. I love you. I really appreciate you listening the full way through. You know, it really does mean a lot because I do want to build this into something great. And I think it can be something great. So, but you know, we'll get there. We'll get there together. So thank you so much, guys. Tune in next time. This has been episode 2, and I'll see you episode 3 when we're having David Olfelder is the name of the guest. So see you then. Thanks, guys.
People talk loud.